Oh yes, Earth. It's heating up. It's filled with a lot of crazy people, and it looks flat when we stand on the ground because it's big. It's a big thing. The Earth is big, and stemming from the Earth being giant, and the fact that until the 1960s we did not see it from space, the belief in flat Earth arose. So basically, flat Earth is the belief that Earth isn't a globe, but contrary to what the Flat Earth Society Facebook page would tell you, it's a disk. Now they claim that any object on Earth on the disk can fall off, just like all of the post-Endgame Marvel content that is made. Unfortunately, after taking a look at the internet, a nice little peek, I haven't seen what happens if you fall off. Any theories? Nothing. I've not seen anything. Haven't seen any of it. So, yeah. Like J.J. Abrams writing the Disney-era Star Wars movies, these flat earthers just don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're writing about. They're nuts. They're cuckoo, insane. Now, you see, thousands of years ago, before vaccines, modern medicine, and other things that keep us alive, Flat Earth was widely accepted. It was what everyone believed, and people who didn't believe it were crazy. Well, today, it is a very fringe thing that no one believes in, except for the most crackpot of all the pots. The highest amount of crack in the pot. Well, and why is this? Well, basically, when you've sent some people into space, they've left the planet, and they've taken a picture of it, and when that picture becomes the most reproduced image to ever exist, it turns out that a belief from some very interesting characters that claims otherwise gets shunned and shown the door. And yeah, when you've got a small group of people up in a space station, orbiting the Earth at a very high rate of speed every hour and a half, well, it turns out that claiming otherwise, that the Earth is not what they are seeing with their own eyes, you get laughed at, and the tomatoes get thrown at you. Now, of course, the theorists among you, the enlightened ones, who aren't going to fall for the government scheme, you might be saying, "You silly sheep, you let go of your tinfoil hat for 1 second, and now the government has wiped your brain. How can you believe this hogwash?" Well, there's proof that the Earth is round. First of all, if you're on the ocean, relatively flat, easy to see things over, clear conditions, no clouds or fog or anything. If you're on a boat or something, and you're looking at, another boat or something, if it's going away from you, eventually it'll disappear. It'll go behind the horizon. On a disk, there's no horizon to go behind, because we're on a globe. Proof. And another thing is that, if you're on the horizon, taking a nice trip to Central America or to Africa or the West Indies, the islands, those good old spice islands, it turns out that it's hotter there than it is in, say, Greenland, because you're closer to the sun. It's slightly closer to the sun because it's on the equator, because the equator bulges out. Now, how could the equator bulge out closer to the sun if the Earth wasn't round? You tell me. You're the viewer, So, whenever you don your tinfoil hat, get COVID from a foolish lack of vaccination, and send threats to airliners on Twitter because of their mind control chemtrail attempts that failed because you are enlightened in wearing your tinfoil hat, remember that denying proven science is pretty hard, and it takes a very special kind of person to push theories such as these. So, to sum me